So I have with me Savita Vyas, who has become the recent victim of Home Office. Welcome, Savita.
Thank you.
Great pleasure to be here today. You have a beautiful home, and the
Thank you,
drink you
Poonamji.
offered me was beautiful.
Thank you, Poonamji. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Savita, आप इंडियन ओरिजिन से हैं. इस कंट्री में कितने साल से रहे हैं?
अब July 4th 2008 में मैं आई थी and it's been 10 years now.
10 साल.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Yeah.
पिछले 10 साल से you've been in this country. Your husband has indefinite leave to remain. He's a permanent citizen in this country. You've studied here. You've worked here. And yet, 10 years later, as a wife of a settled person, you are struggling to be in this country.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, I am. I never thought I would like this. But yeah, Home Office has coiled my case to the extent where it is, I've been going back and forth saying I haven't made a late application and I fulfill all the eligibility criteria as well, which is the finance, language and relationship status. So you need to be on a certain salary threshold. We've qualified all of that, and all of a sudden when we were waiting for my spouse visa to come through, IS 96 was issued. So which was a big shock, and after that my solicitor advised it must be in error, so continue to wait, they'll make the decision, there's no problem, spouse visas are straightforward. I believed her and I continued to wait, and in January they sent me a refusal letter with a cover letter saying that please find enclosed a refusal letter dated 18th October. My first question was, after 3 months, where was it? So my solicitor was able to get the proof as in the way of facts, which completely stated yes, it was served late. And after getting that, after 7 days I had a reporting to do, but before that I did a pre-action protocol.
So that is IS 96.
IS
basically.
96.
So IS 96 means that you have to go to a particular police station or a reporting center, and you have to report to them that you are still here.
Yes.
Do they take away your passport?
Yes.
What happened when they told you that they were taking you away?
Initially they take your interview and then they ask lots of different questions, ethnical background, what you do.
But then you had been reporting to them already for such a long time, and yet they made you sit and then they started the interrogation.
Yeah, absolutely. Half of the questions, they already have it on my application. They don't need to know me anymore. Then why I did not see any point of they asking me all the repetitive questions, and they didn't tell me where they were taking. They asked me to follow, and when I followed them, after reaching to a detention room or something, they gave me a letter saying that this is an arresting warrant or something. I'm afraid I don't know the legal terms.
Did they handcuff you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So they gave me that and they said this is your flight ticket as well. Immediately I said if I have to leave, I will leave on my own money. I don't need your own money. There's a pre-action protocol waiting for a reply, and then let me fight for my case, because I've just 7 days ago I've just received the refusal, and that too you sent me 3 months late. At least allow me to fight. So they were really mean. They were mean to the point that one of the gentlemen, I was crying and full shaken and everything. All I could hear was, listen, your husband is a different case, you're a different case. It's like a rotten teeth and we need to get it out.
How are you now going to tackle this? What's your plan forward?
Well, now, as I said, when I was in detention center, my solicitor managed to send judicial review. After judicial review was lodged, Home Office then requested to withdraw the decision, saying they would reconsider the application. I was very reluctant, thinking reconsideration means that they will open up my 11th August application again and do check again, and I was thinking maybe this time they'll do it right. But unfortunately, after the consent order was signed, they came back saying this time they agreed it was a fresh different application, it was a spouse application, and they also said in the refusal that yes, I do fulfill the financial relationship and English language requirement, but I made a late application because as per them, they made the decision on 21st July 2017, and right from that day, they are counting it, and I made the application on 11th August. My argument is, I got the refusal on the 31st July, and I made, right from the day I received the refusal, I made the application on the 11th day as a fresh claim. So I'm not a psychic to know they have already refused it. And if you're saying you sent it on 21st July, send me the proof. I have a proof to say I received it on 31st July, because my solicitor has mentioned on the cover letter saying it was received on 31st July, and now we are sending you the application.
What will happen if you have to leave the UK?
The consequences are huge, because UK has refused you the visa. UK has forced you to get out of the country as if you were a criminal. Now any other countries that I want to go to, even for a holiday, they will have that suspicion, oh, she was refused by UK. UK is a powerful country. Even now with Brexit, it is 5th most powerful economically. So obviously then I can't travel anywhere.
Plus, it will break your family.
Of course it will.
Your husband needs to be here because he's working. He has a life here. He has a career here. And of course, if you have to go back to India, they are literally breaking a family.
Of course they are. They, with my experience in detention center and then how they have been tackling my application, is unethical. It's inhuman.
Basically, they know. Home Office knows clearly that you have all the eligibility to stay in this country because you have a home here, you have a husband here, you had a lovely job here, you have studied here, you are fluent in English. You basically tick all the qualifications to be a resident of this country. But just because of one small technicality, they are depriving you. They are willing to ignore everything else.
Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, I send them the application. Surprisingly, they write back to me saying, oh, your 21st July 2017's refusal was justified. We've checked everything and we are afraid we can't do anything, in their legal language. And I was like, hang on a second. I did not question 21st July 2017's refusal. I am asking about my spouse visa that I made after that refusal within 14 days grace period, and I'm trying to justify that I sent the application on time. Where are you heading to? They are just coiling it, because now I can see after that, how can somebody be so naive or stupid, if I'm allowed to say that. I'm writing in English saying, can you, I'm all the proofs that I have that I made within 14 days grace period is the cover letter from my solicitor, my email correspondence of 27 July 2017. Until then I had not received, so I don't know where those 10 days are. If you've got
Savita,
yeah,
you are really lucky that you are even receiving these replies from them, because there are people that I know who don't know where to write, and wherever they are writing, nobody is replying to them. On this note, let's invite your husband in, Dipesh. Yeah. Dipesh, please come and join us. Come and sit here. So you and Savita have been married for how long?
We've been married for 9.5 years now.
9.5 years. Wow, that's a long time.
yeah,
Yes.
no, 2009, yeah.
Yeah. So, Dipesh, you have recently started a change.org petition.
Yes.
Asking the Home Office to stop deportation of your wife.
Exactly.
What is your fear? What do you see this happening?
I want to see this happening because Home Office is playing their own games. I don't know where they are coming from, and with their laws and regulations, that doesn't make much sense to me. And I have a fear that they will deport my wife, and the one beautiful, nice family will be broken.
Yeah.
Because I'm settled here, I have a job. Now I can't go back to India and start my life all over again.
Yeah.
If I'm staying here, my wife will be in India. So what Home Office is thinking, that I will be here and my wife is in India. So Yes, definitely. I want this petition to work, and I really want this thing to happen. And yeah, I hope this thing will work out, and it will
So,
come into the positivity.
Dipesh, we live in a country where a petition to save a cat or a dog get far more signatures
Yes.
than one would expect to get to stop a deportation of a migrant Indian lady. What are your hopes from even our community? You know, our community who is of Indian origin but chooses to ignore a lot of important issues that are going around in the society.
Exactly. This is a small step that I have started just in the hope that they will stop my wife's deportation, and they will agree our applications for Savita's visas, and they will recheck all the documentations, and they need to see what mistakes they have done.
Yeah.
So that's what my point is, and I'm really hoping that Home Office will reconsider all the documentations, and they grant my wife's visa.
Even when I come to the immigration queue when I am traveling, you know, I have been living here for the last 15 years. I have indefinite leave to remain for almost a decade, and yet I am asked the question, how did you become settled in this country? And it makes me very angry, and I refuse to reply to this particular question every single time, because how does it matter how I became settled in this country? And the way we migrants are looked at, especially, you know, I mean, and we are the ones who work so hard, we pay our taxes, we really honestly study and you know, and get on with our lives. And yet they think we are coming from some third world countries.
Exactly. There are still things that we are from third world country.
Yeah.
And India is not from. It's not a third world country anymore. So they have to change their view as well.
So maybe it's time we all unite, stand up for the cause of Savita and Dipesh. So Dipesh has started this change.org petition, and let's all Indians and non-Indians unite, you know, those who have migrants as friends, as colleagues, as employees, as friends, relatives, neighbors, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, because we migrants contribute a lot to the British society. And when someone like Savita, who hasn't you know, made any mistake, who hasn't committed any crime, has always paid her taxes, has paid off all her loans, student loans, definitely deserves to live in this country with her husband and maybe expand her family in the near future.
Yeah, with the stress, we've been trying, but hopefully it will work. Don't know yet. It's too much of stress.
Just tell the people to sign your petition.
Yes, please sign the petition. My husband, as he said, he started a petition. It's titled Stop Deporting Spouse and Parent of British or Illegal Settled Citizens, purely because that is dividing the family, and it's so unethically wrong. You can't, it doesn't have to be Indian or any other nationality, but dividing the family, as we have faced, is the worst thing ever that can happen to anyone, and that's not the right thing. And Home Office should stop doing it. So please support our petition and sign.
Thank you.
Please, I have a humble request. Please sign the petition. Even my wife, who's not criminal but still being treated as a criminal. So this is like a little step that I've started. Please join us. Please help us to sign all these petitions, and it should work. I mean, you never know. In the future, we can help so many other people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So most of the time Indian ladies in UK is campaigning against you know, men who have abandoned their wives, who have, you know, made them destitute either in the UK or in India. And this is a very incredible story of a couple who really loves each other, has been married for 9.5 years, and wants to continue to live with each other, and it is the Home Office that want to break them apart. Let's keep them together.